Alright, just finished a 40-mile stretch and came back to this. I know exactly who did it. His name starts with a yak and ends with a tracks. Nice touch, buddy. I think your next profession, you should be a sign maker. You do a good job. He's responsible for some of the 100-mile increment markers on the trail, and he does a very good job with that. I guess my new name is Captain Poop. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just stopped for lunch. I'm about 10 miles into a 21-mile day today and thought I would kick this video off and tell you all about Special Agent Peter Taub, who is the third of 6 belonging to the Hustler 6 that were killed in action on 21 December of 2015. So Agent Taub was originally from Pennsylvania. He graduated Cheltenham High School in Wincott, Pennsylvania in 2004, and he later enlisted in the Air Force in 2007. Sounds like he was really into school. He had 3 CCAF, which are Community College of the Air Force associate's degrees, and then he earned his Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity from University of Maryland in 2015. So Agent Taub and I have something in common actually, because we both joined the Air Force originally as bomb loaders. The more technical term is Aircraft Armament Systems Apprentice, but he did the same thing. He was first assigned to Kadena Air Base in Japan and played a critical role as a load crew member loading, I believe they have F-15s there. I don't know if that's what he actually loaded, but he was probably a load crew member on the F-15, played a pretty critical role in making sure that the Pacific Command's armed response and deterrence was where it needed to be as there was rising adversarial tensions in the region. So Agent Taub actually won quite a few awards at his time, during his time as a weapons load crew member. He was recognized in 2011 as a B-1 bomber load crew member, and he won Hot Shot Load Crew of the Year that year in 2011. So after his career as a weapons load crew member, he was selected to retrain into OSI in 2013. So he was a relatively new agent. So if he was picked up in 2013, that means he likely did his year of probationary period, got off of probation, and then immediately deployed to Afghanistan. He actually deployed in October of 2015, which means he was at Bagram Air Base roughly 3 months, so halfway through his tour when the attack occurred. So Agent Henry was his operations superintendent at the time there in Bagram, and he described Pete as being the morale of the unit. No matter how wrecked the day was, Pete would always come in with a huge smile and put everyone else in a better mood. And that's how he was gonna always remember him. I don't have much else to tell you about Agent Taub, but I will include a link to an article that the Washington Post did on him that I found. And I don't want to steal their thunder, but the article goes into a lot more depth and a lot more details of who he was and what his family was and what he left behind. His parents have a restaurant there in Washington, D.C. called Bub and Pops, I believe. So if you're in the D.C. area, you can support the family by going there and seeing them. I definitely intend to do so if I'm ever in the DC area. I will share in the article, it mentioned that Agent Taub left behind his family, and he had a second baby on the way when he was killed in action. He has brothers. It's all there in the article, so I encourage you all to read the article and get to know him a little bit better to ensure that his legacy lives on. Other than that, close to crossing into New Hampshire. Should be doing that later today. So this adventure is drawing to the end. It feels like it's moving really quick. Thank you for supporting the channel. Not much time left to donate to the charity. Thank you to everyone who has donated to the charity. I really appreciate it, and I know the families of our fallen appreciate all of the support that you're giving. So without further ado, Agent Taub, till Valhalla, rest in peace. Please be thinking of his friends and family, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. The summit of Bromley Mountain. Looks like a ski lift is over here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Eat your heart out, Michael Jackson. Lots and lots of moose poop. Unfortunately, no moose yet. But I'm still hopeful. I'm thinking Vermont is kind of like a preview of what Maine is going to be like, and so far, I don't know, I might go out on a limb and say it's my favorite state. Haven't had a whole lot of views. We did from a few fire towers, which were spectacular, but I just love the forests and the spruce, the smells. Lots of ponds and lakes. So far, I really like Vermont. It's one of my favorites. Usually I don't film shelters, but this one is right on the White Rocks River. So anyone coming up this way, if you're looking for a good shelter, I mean, the shelter itself isn't that great, but right on the river, nice white noise, I think it'd be pretty cool. Alright, picking up where we left off yesterday. We're at the White Rocks National Recreation Area. Beautiful area, awesome river. My van is about just under 40 miles up the trail, so it'll just be an overnighter. Trying to split it up into two again. Calling for thunderstorms in the morning, so we'll probably get rained on overnight and in the morning. And then look at what we're gonna do tomorrow. Maybe just do like a 17 to 20 mile day. Hopefully we can find a section, stage the van up the trail. Other than that, perfect weather right now. Still hoping to see a moose. We'll see what happens. I'll check back in later. More to come. Alright, well, I almost made it 1,700 miles without falling on my ass, but I just fell on my ass.
And it was a good one.
I waited for Rapture here because he got to see the whole thing. Luckily, the only thing broken was my pride. I could have broke my tailbone, but my cheek got the grunt of it, so.
I heard something, looked down the trail, and I see him in mid-flight.
It wasn't even that slippery of a rock. I don't know what happened, but oh well.
Oopsie Daisy Jr.
Yeah. I'd be senior though. More to come. Hopefully not more to come. Falls though. Alright, just finished up about 22 miles today. Made it to camp. I'm at a shelter area. You can see it behind me. stone structure. That's my tent right there. Someone else back there. Rapture's in the shelter. It's supposed to rain and thunderstorm all day tomorrow. It's supposed to actually start at like midnight tonight, so hopefully I don't get wet. But I actually considered staying in the shelter as well, but the second half of today, I don't know what it is with Vermont, but there were chipmunks everywhere, and I'm not about to have them crawl all over me all night, so I'll take my chances in the rain. So packed out 2 of these very delicious beers. The plan was to put them in the river and wait for the mountains to turn blue, but I'm too tired, so gonna have a beer, cook some chili mac. Great combo. What's the worst that could happen with that, right? And then we have about 15 miles tomorrow morning. Probably gonna be walking in the rain all morning to get back to the van, and then we'll plan out the next segment. More to come. All right, so Raptor and I are having dinner by this beautiful creek right here, which is, there you go, there's Vanna. And I did not scope out the area enough like I thought I did. Beautiful tent sites down here, but I'm already set up, so I'm going to attempt to just leave all the crap in my tent, fold it all up, and bring it down here.
Somebody who's done that in the middle of the night in a windstorm, it can be done.
We both did it. You actually moved like 100 feet away. I just slid my crap and reset it up at McAfee knob, but we'll see what happens. All my gear inside my tent.
All right, quick like a bunny. How fast can you set it back up?
Yeah. Not that fast. Not with all the crap. Well, there you have it. How long do you think that took? 4 minutes?
Yeah.
So if you ever wondered if you can move all of your crap that's inside your tent, you can.
$5 a.m. Thunderstorms have started. So it looks like I'm going to be packing up in the rain. Yay. Not a good day to be climbing 4,000 feet.
Alright, I've had a lot of thunder and lightning all morning. Packed up all my crap and went to the shelter. There's quite a few people there. Ran into a guy named RJ who was attempting the fastest record for completing the long trail, but he just had to call it quits because of the weather. So tried contacting his family through my mini inReach. So hopefully he'll be picked up okay. This isn't ideal, climbing up to Killington Peak, which is over 4,000 feet, but looks like there's a brief break in the weather. I'm hoping I can get up there without any issue. But 14 miles today is what we gotta do to get back to the van. Should be hitting 1,700 miles here soon. More to come. Not the best day for weather for this milestone, but got it done. 1,700 miles. which officially means under 500. Keep it tatted. Well, this isn't exactly ideal. No signal, tiny little parking lot, but managed to squeeze permit in there for the night. No signal here, but I'm hoping I can put my awning out and maybe put my tent up and start drying some things out because everything's soaked. Alright, just got dropped off. Well, Rapture and I just parked back at Gifford State Park where we left off yesterday. Got a little over 20 miles to get back to the van. For right now, weather is actually perfect. We were kind of socked in at the van, but that's 20 miles away. Forecast is showing storms at about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, so we'll probably get a little bit of that before reaching the van. More to come. It's been a while since I've seen a decent waterfall, but coming up on Thundering Falls. I should be walking on a boardwalk for a little bit, which will be nice.
Green tip, so it's lightweight.
Oh, I stuck it.
Careful with that. That's how you take a break.
They're strong. Alright, that was on top of the lookout. So still about 7 miles from the van. Got storms all around. There was some lightning off in the distance, so I'm pressing on, trying to get to the van as soon as possible. More to come. Alright everyone, what you're about to see are various video clips of my tramley, or just the people that I have been hiking around on the AT, really since back in North Carolina. Some of them I'm still seeing, some of them I haven't seen in a few hundred miles. And you'll see some of them are actually off trail. It was just kind of a weird time to do this. I know Grumpy Cat went back for his retirement. Others are off for injury or other reasons, but what I did was reached out to everyone and ask them to introduce themselves so you guys can all meet them, and then just kind of give a quick spiel about what they enjoy about being a thru hiker of the AT. I didn't tell them, what others have already said, so you're getting just raw footage from everyone on their own take of the AT and what they think about it and what they like most about it. So I hope you enjoy. All right, y'all, I'm here with Sundance. I met Sundance, I can't remember the name of the shelter, but this was in the Smoky, so we've been... Yep. Oh, it was, wasn't it? So what, 1,500 miles or so we've been hiking around each other. He's gonna kick this off with the top 10 things that the people that I've been hiking around, what they like about being a thru hiker. So what's one thing that you have enjoyed about being a thru hiker?
Well, I always like going to the woods and sort of getting recentered, and I've always just wanted to do end-to-end hike on the Appalachian Trail, so putting all that together. I like the solitude, I like the quiet, I like the quiet noises of the woods. Even you can hear the stream behind us. That's the kind of noise I like. I like being by myself a lot too, but ironically enough, I think one of the biggest things I've enjoyed most about the adventure so far is all the people I've met. And I didn't expect to meet a lot of people, and I didn't expect to meet a lot of really interesting people, but I have, and I guess that would be my most enjoyable thing of the trail so far.
I would agree. I think you brought up a good point, and I don't know how many times we've said bye to each other. Yeah. Probably like 6 or 7 times in the past couple of weeks. But you're getting off the trail for a little while. I don't know if I'll see you again, but I'm not going to say bye. I'll just see you the next time.
See you later.
Amen. All right, man.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Kiko. I'm thru hiking the Appalachian Trail this year. Currently I'm off trail because I broke my foot, but it's a minor break and I should be back on by the end of June, which is wonderful. My favorite thing about thru hiking the Appalachian Trail, hands down, is the fact that you meet the most amazing people along the way. I'm fairly certain I will be in touch with these people for the rest of my life. Not so sure which kind of other activity brings people together as much as surviving and living in the woods and walking such a great distance. And that to me has just been absolutely amazing. And right now, because I'm off trail, I'm obviously separated from my family, but it is just so fun to watch them push on and cross more state lines, and I'm so proud of them. And I just can't wait to get back out there and meet even more people. So that's my favorite thing, meeting amazing people on trail. Everyone out there has been absolutely fantastic. And so thank you, Captain America, for having me in your video. And I hope to see you and everyone soon somewhere out there, but keep crushing it. And thank you.
Hey everybody, my trail name is Goldie. I am 51. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. Started hiking the trail February the 13th. Got off trail March 5th through the 15th. to go coach a club soccer tournament. Been hiking north since Georgia. Had the pleasure of spending a fair amount of time with Captain America on adventures through North Carolina, Tennessee, parts of Virginia also. I would say my favorite thing about the trail, I'm in Vermont right now, by the way. Just went into Bennington, Vermont this morning. Had some food resupplied, back on the trail, climbing up to Glastonbury Peak this afternoon. My favorite thing out here has been the people. It's just been incredible, the people I've met here on the trail, learning how to let down my guard and trust other people to sort of take care of me emotionally and cheer me up on the bad days, but also just random people in towns, you know, how supportive people are of Thru hikers, and how many people have said, well, I can't do it myself, so I'm out here supporting you guys. And it really has, in so many ways, sort of restored my faith in the goodness of other people. And, you know, had some great times in Connecticut, Kent, Salisbury, went into Dalton, Massachusetts, stayed with a friend there. Just today in Bennington was great. Had some guy named Steve who pulled up to us at a gas station, was like, you guys need to ride back to trail. Gave us a ride back up the hill, gave us a cold beer to pack out the camp. But I mean, you know, I love towns like Hot Springs. A lot of small towns in North Georgia were really cool too. Damascus was great also. So all the towns are great, the people are great. You know, the hiking is hard, but seeing how people care for each other out here is really nice. That's my favorite part. Alrighty, have a good one.
Hi, I'm Hoot from Buffalo, New York, and some of my favorite things about being a thru hiker is the constant rain while you're on trail. That way your clothes always stay clean. I love the creepy people in shelters who stare at you while you sleep. That way you can know that they've got your back and they're keeping an eye out. I love that you can eat anything you want and not gain a single ounce. Whoever said that 10,000 steps a day was good for your health never did 75,000 a day after day after day. I love not being at work. I love not being in traffic. I love if you're a gear whore when you go into town. You can buy some piece of equipment you do not need, and everyone will think it's awesome. Except for wives. Wives do not think it's awesome. They get irritated quickly. But my favorite thing has been all the great people I've met while on trail.
Alright, everyone, here's Rapture with his thing that he likes best about being a thru hiker.
The thing I like best about being a thru hiker has been, and I've thought about this and came up with 4 or 5 different things, but the favorite thing has got to be the sense of community out here on the trail. Not just with the hikers, but with not just with the thru hikers, but the day hikers and the section hikers. And there's a little bit of a hierarchy here that some of us thru hikers feel a little bit above of, but overall, the people around the trail, both the hikers and the people in the communities we're going through, people bend over backwards to support you and give you what you need and offer trail magic, and it's been really pretty incredible to renew our sense of the human spirit. I know some of us were looking to, well, we were burned out with society, so this is, the community out here has been very
Refreshing. Yep.
Yes. So
Very good. I thought you were going to say the same thing Grumpy Cat said, but that's going to be a surprise for you. I'm not going to tell you what he said. What do you say?
more to come.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Grumpy Cat. Off trail for the week, which has been kind of nice back here in North Carolina. But I'd say my favorite things about the trail I've learned since being home is a couple of hygiene things. I enjoy the fact that I can go number 1 or number 2 kind of anywhere I want, any time of the day. It's kind of nice. I guess people don't appreciate you going number 2 in their yard here, so that was nice. And then just the whole hygiene thing, you know, just gotta wake up and brush my teeth, wash the face a little bit, and then you're out. Since I've been home, everybody wants you to shower and smell good and all that, especially my wife. She's complaining all the time. The favorite part of the trail would be the part that I already finished. The part I don't have to walk again is definitely one of my favorites. Favorite trail towns are Unionville, New York. Great place, little deli, little pizza spot. The pastor there was awesome. Let us stay in his basement. It was a good time. And then the other one's Hot Springs, North Carolina. I thought was a pretty cool place. So, all right, man, I'm Grumpy Cat. Have a good one.
Alright, so it's my turn to talk to you guys about my favorite thing about being a thru hiker. So I would definitely agree with most of what everyone else said about the people. That's definitely one of my favorites, but I think what I enjoy most is just the freedom and simplicity of life out on the trail. Coming from a pretty hectic last 2 positions in OSI and the military, I just kind of feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off my shoulders and I have to worry about very little. Mainly I just have to worry about me. I mean, of course I worry about my wife back home and the dogs and house and stuff like that, but day to day I wake up and my job is to hike, and it's awesome. All I have to worry about is food, hiking, and the next resupply. You know, lately, since now I have the van, there's a little bit more to it that I need to plan and think about, but I like the freedom of being out here and not having all of the chatter and everything else that I experienced in my career with the military and OSI and whatnot. There was just so many external things that would, I don't even want to use the word stress, but there were so many things that I would have to think about and worry about that really weren't that important. And I think doing this hike has really put that into perspective as far as what is really important and what isn't. I've talked about it in previous videos that I kind of feel like we, and when I say we, I just mean everyone, but mostly the younger generations are getting too comfortable with not doing things that are hard or adversity. And I love the fact that I'm out here doing something that is challenging and difficult to do. Lastly, I guess I'll just say, hopefully the people that worked for me when I was in OSI, hopefully they'll remember one of the things that was very important to me, which was goal setting and always trying to work toward goals that you set. And I think that this is no different. My goal for this hike is to complete it successfully. I mean, that's really the main goal. And being 116 days on the trail so far, even when I have a bad day, I know that every step I'm taking, I'm one step closer to reaching that goal, which is a really good feeling, because even on a bad day, I know that I'm getting closer to reaching that goal. Whereas in the professional world, maybe all of that chatter and all those external factors that creep into daily work and whatnot, I found a lot of times it was not fruitful in achieving some of the goals that we set out to achieve, or achieving the mission, things like that. So I don't know, that's kind of a lot, not really just one thing, but I really like that I have to be self-reliant out here. No one is telling me what to do. I don't have to conform, and just the overall pressure is just feels like it's been lifted off my shoulders, which feels really great. As far as favorite hostels, I think it's a tie between Chica and Sunsets and Elmer's. Chica and Sunsets was actually the first hostel I stayed at back in Franklin, 100 miles into the hike. They definitely have an awesome operation. I spoke about that in one of my first videos. And then when I was taking a 00 in Hot Springs, I stayed with Elmer and got to chat with him. Two very different types of lodging establishments, but I had really good experiences with both of them. I don't think I have a favorite trail town yet, but I really like Vermont and a lot of these small, quaint towns, and Connecticut. So I'm thinking it might be one of those. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. Maybe it'll change in the next 400 miles that I have left to hike on the AT. We'll see. More to come. All right, so I think you can see that there's a common theme for most people, other than Grumpy Cat, of course, and what they enjoy most about the AT. People is a big part of it. I think I told you guys in my intro video that the AT is a very social trail, and I think it's really lived up to that. In my early videos, I noticed right away how generous people are, both on and off the trail. So I think that was definitely a common theme from everyone who sent me in their videos or I just took a video of. So if you like this, let me know in the comments below what I might do in future videos. I only have a few left, but what I might do is the opposite and ask everyone what they dislike about the AT and maybe one thing that they wish they would have known prior to starting something like a 2,200 mile through hike. But let me know if you like it. More to come.
A spinning wheel where all I feel is the ice getting thinner. Step by step, day by day, I'm fighting a winner. Pushed around, I'm nowhere bound, no solid ground. How can I get it back? How can I be strong? When all I do comes out old. I wanna be a saint, but I ain't. I'm far from.
Alright, I thought I would make a quick video for those of you who might not really understand how we're using my van and Rapture's car to our advantage for the next couple hundred miles. There's many ways to do this. We actually aren't doing it the most efficient way, but it's the way that we chose so we could keep hiking north. Hope this makes sense to you and clears up any confusion. Okay, so for this visual, just pretend like the trail is, there's a section of trail that we hike during the day, or a multi-day section is the trekking pole here. So this right here would be south, this would be north. So what we end up doing is both drive to the spot that we want to end up either that day or 2 days from where we begin, or it could be as many days as we want. So far we've only done 2 days. So what we do is we will stay the night. So you have my van, Rapture's car. He sleeps in his car, I sleep in my van. Stay there at night. Then in the morning, we take Rapture's car, drive it to where we want to start. So let's, for argument's sake, let's just say that we're doing a 20-mile day. So we both get in his car, leave it there at the trailhead on the southern point where we start, hike up the trail, get to my van, and then we both hop in my van, drive back down to where we started, get Rapture's car, and then we leapfrog up the trail, however much further we want to go. Again, this section of trail right here could be a day hike, so anywhere from 15 to 22 miles, or we've done sections as long as 40 miles, and we'll camp maybe somewhere in the middle. What we've found, or at least what I've noticed, is it's a lot more driving than I originally planned for. I think thought maybe 20 minutes of driving for a section during the day, but it's turned out to be pretty much double that. So if we do a 20-mile day, it's about a 45-minute to hour drive, and you can imagine getting back here after a 20-mile day and then driving back and then almost doubling that to get up the trail. It's a lot of driving. So doing the multi-day hikes is a little bit more challenging just because it's a lot more driving with greater distance. So I'm still happy with the decision to do this. It's a little bit different of a hike. It's a little bit more planning and thinking and whatnot. I definitely wouldn't want to have done this the entire trail, but I think for a couple 100 miles, it's kind of cool to incorporate the van. One more, I thought that I would be saving a lot of money on hotels as well, which I'm obviously not staying at hotels, but I think it's not really a cost savings just because my van eats up gas and it's not the most fuel efficient. But again, still glad I did it. So I'm not sure if it's serious or not, but I'll just say the past few weeks I have been just feeling fatigued, just really tired. I was concerned, and I kind of brought it up to some other hikers like Rapture and whatnot, that, you know, everyone says the White Mountains you really don't need to be too concerned about, even though they're huge climbs, because you're strong by then and you'll have your hiking legs well established. You know, it's what, 1,800 miles, something like that, into the hike. But I don't know, I'm a little concerned about it just because every day lately I've just been tired. I'll wake up feeling like I'm not well rested. The days off that I've had are even worse the next day when I start hiking again. So I think a lot of it has to do with weather, but I think the general consensus, well, what I learned is I'm not alone, so that makes me feel a little bit better that other people are kind of experiencing the same thing. But the general consensus is this is just something that you experience, you know, 4 months, almost 1,800 miles into an endurance challenge like this. So trying not to think too much of it, but and again, I'm going to listen to my body and whatnot. If it's time to get off trail or take a break or something like that, I will. But I can still hike every day. That's how I'm feeling now. It's just I'm definitely feeling overall just fatigued, tired. Looking forward to being done and taking a long break, put it that way. But other than that, nothing serious. We got bit today by something. Just thought I'd let you guys know how I was feeling almost 4 months into this hike. So I keep walking through this, and this is actually a really nice section, but further back, you can barely see the trail. I felt a really bad sting on my ankle, and I was afraid that a snake bit me, but I think it was just a bee. Really swollen down from the walk on. Sign after a 21-mile day. Back at Hermit. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this episode, this video. So please keep Agent Taub and his family and friends in your thoughts and prayers. I know some of you have requested a tour of the van, so I will look to do that next episode. I just need to clean it out and make it more presentable than it is right now, and I really haven't had any time. But I'll make sure that that's included in the next video. Next video will be starting in New Hampshire. So happy trails. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for supporting the channel. More to come.